All right, guys. So I'm here with Kristel Proctor, right?
Yep.
She just kind of demolished me, but it was actually a very close game.
You. That was a nail biter.
The ending of it was very bad for me. But she's playing a Red Enraged 13.
Yep.
And as I mentioned in one of my previous videos, you're here from Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne, Australia. Yeah.
So first of all, we'll get this out of the way. How long was the actual trip to get here?
So it took me 13 hours to LA, then another 6 hours to Connecticut, which is where I was before, and then 3.5 hours to fly down here.
So
last night.
I think you said you flew into DC.
I did, and I ran like 3 terminals because I misread where my gate was meant to be boarding from. So
so did you drive down here? Or did you fly down?
No,
here?
I flew down here.
Oh, you flew down into Charlottesville. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you
on a very small plane.
So it was something along the lines of like a day worth of travel, roughly.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're here. You're playing Red 13.
Yep.
Red Enraged 13 specifically. That's the key there. What brought you to play a 13 deck?
Okay, so I have to be very upfront right now. I run most of the tournaments in Australia, so I work for TAK Games.
Okay.
And so we do the regional and national season. So obviously I don't get to play a lot back home. So I was fortunate enough to speak to a couple of guys that are in my local crew, and they have basically been helping me deck test. So David Spencer, thank you so much for your list. It's working awesomely. And if you were here, I'm sure that you would be doing just as well. So David basically set me up with a list that he has been tweaking since Vengeance came out. And I have play tested it over the last 3 days.
Oh, 3, that's significantly less time than you would expect for something like this, but that's still good. Now, you were speaking about your crew, your local crew down there.
Yes.
We just finished round 2.
Yes.
You ironically have played against 2 members of my crew so far,
Sorry
myself
about that.
and Andre Nix. And Kristel, how have you done against the Maryland crew?
Well, against Andre, I felt actually quite bad because he drew terribly and I drew as well as you could want to draw with that deck. So it was over very quickly and it felt very brutal. But our game that we just finished, it was like rescuing it from the grips of despair, really.
Yeah,
because
if it wasn't for,
if you had pulled a physical block, you would have won the game.
Definitely.
So it was a little bit lucky, but at the same time, I think that's what you need to win events sometimes.
Yeah. I always say any of these card games, they're 90% skill and 20% luck.
Yeah. that is more than 100%.
You have to give more than 100%
You have
to
to
win.
give more than 100% to win. Fair enough.
Thank you. We didn't even set that up. That just worked perfectly. So let's go a little bit more about yourself. So how long have you actually been playing the DBZ card game? Since it came out, or
so
just pick it up
I started off in school times.
Okay.
Yeah. So I started playing around Android Saga. I've always loved card games. I play Magic, though not very well, and so DBZ was a game that I liked a lot more because you don't get mana screwed and you make your own luck a little bit. It's a little bit of a gamble when you're entering combat and stuff like that. And so DBZ has always been like my go-to card game. So when Panini announced the relaunch, I was like all over that. And so spoke to AIG, got the tournament scene up and running in Australia, and although I haven't had the chance to play very much, it's been cool to see. So going back to the crew members back home, Farhad and Kwan both made it to Worlds last year. Farhad placed 4th and is obviously hoping to repeat. Kwan was here at New York last week and came in the top 16.
2 of our Maryland members took home, Kurt Spies and Jamal Jupiter.
Yep. I guess I was over here for San Diego Comic-Con, and Virginia didn't seem that much further when I was already on American soil. Now,
we're going to stick with Panini here because I am primarily Panini channel.
Sure.
Of all the MPs released right now, who's your favorite?
Well, I think it would be some sort of blasphemy to not select 13, given that I'm playing him today. I really do wish Vegeta was better. Yeah, I'll go with 13. He's just explosive and nasty, and yeah.
All right, and how about masteries? Is it the Red Enraged for you, or do you have a different favorite mastery?
I actually started with black, and was running around one of those evil Black Krillin players to start with. Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I
It's
did it in New York last year.
It's taken a while to turn away from the dark side. But yeah, I mean, the Red Mastery is I think, yeah, it seems to be a little bit underrated in Rage. So yeah, I'll go with that.
Now, based on what you've been saying here, and between last week in New York,
yes,
this week in Virginia,
yep, it
appears that through no fault of anyone's, Maryland and Australia seem to be getting a bit of a rivalry going now.
Well, you guys will have to come over and visit us. And,
we'll definitely have to
we
run
have
this.
beer on tap at the events.
I like that.
Yes.
I don't think. I think in the entirety of the United States, I can think of about 3 stores that have a bar attached to them. All of them are on the West Coast.
Yes. Yeah.
But I do want to thank you for being on the channel today.
No worries. Thanks so much
the
for
interview.
inviting me, and thank you for an amazing game.
Definitely.
Yeah. Good luck for the rest of the day.
Yep. So this has been Kristel Proctor. I'm Josh with the Dundalk DBZ Dojo. You guys like, subscribe, stay tuned for more. Have a good one.